The Israeli military has initiated a ground operation in the northern Gaza Strip, issuing immediate evacuation orders to residents of the Shujayea neighborhood in Gaza City. The ongoing attacks in Shujayea, which has endured waves of Israeli bombardment, have made it impossible for rescuers to reach injured people, according to the Palestinian Civil Defence. On Wednesday, Israeli forces killed at least 32 Palestinians in the Jabalia refugee camp, intensifying the bombardment and forcing families to flee. In central Gaza, the Israeli military carried out 2 attacks in the city of Deir el-Balah, killing at least 4 people, as reported by the Wafa news agency. Israeli fighter jets bombed a house in the Al-Baraka area, resulting in the deaths of a woman and a child and injuring others. In a separate attack on Albia Street, 2 more people were killed when the Israeli military bombed another house. Since the start of the conflict on October 7th, at least 37,765 people have been killed and 86,429 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. Amid this conflict, Israel's far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich claimed the Security Cabinet has approved his proposal to legalize 5 Israeli outposts in the occupied West Bank. These outposts, which are illegal settlements built without official permission, include Evyatar, Sde Ephraim, Givat Asaf, Heletz, and Adoraim. There has been no official confirmation from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office regarding Smotrich's claims. In the occupied West Bank, the Palestinian Prisoners Society reported that Israeli soldiers meted out severe beatings to Palestinian detainees during arrest operations. These operations, which targeted multiple governorates, including Jenin, Hebron, Bethlehem, Ramallah, and Jerusalem, saw 28 Palestinians detained. These raids are part of Israel's increasingly violent daily assaults on Palestinian communities in the occupied territories. Meanwhile, anti-government demonstrations continued in West Jerusalem and Caesarea outside the home of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Protest organizers have declared Thursday a day of strikes and resistance, vowing to protest daily until there is governmental change. Demonstrators blocked major roads throughout Israel, demanding not only governmental reform but also the release of the remaining 120 Israeli captives still held in Gaza. Large demonstrations are expected across the country on Saturday in cities like Tel Aviv and West Jerusalem. Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur on the human rights situation in the occupied Palestinian territory, has called for international observers to be given access to Gaza. Albanese questioned Israel's decision to cut off the war-torn enclave from international scrutiny, noting that the International Court of Justice has already requested access. In another development, the problem-prone $230 million aid pier built off Gaza's coast by the US military may be removed again due to rough sea conditions, according to the Associated Press. The pier, which has faced multiple disruptions, was re-anchored on June 19th after heavy seas forced a pause in operations. The UN and its agencies have halted humanitarian aid distribution from the pier pending a security review following claims it may have contributed to a deadly Israeli operation on June 8th. Lastly, the US is preparing to deliver part of a suspended bomb shipment to Israel, according to the Axios news site. The shipment, which includes approximately 1,700 500-pound bombs, has been suspended since May due to concerns about harm to Palestinian civilians. The consignment will be released once Israel's operation in Rafah concludes. The Biden administration is still reviewing the shipment's consignment of 1,800 2,000-pound bombs. This issue was discussed during a recent visit to Washington by Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant.